I think we're gonna make this part one and do another video about this because this is far more interesting than I thought. Hi guys, it's James here from Meatster and welcome back to another video. Now today's video covers the topic of when to season your steak. Now I didn't think this was a controversial topic at all. I've always seasoned my steak just before I cook it. But it seems that some other people have perhaps a better idea than me, and they've started seasoning their steaks way in advance of cooking them. Now before we get on, I would just like to say a quick thank you to all my subscribers who continue to support and like my videos. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We come out with content about mainly steaks, but we also cover other meat and also other recipes. If that's something you're interested in, we'd love to have you here. So moving on with this video, I'm really keen to find out what it would do to the steak to season it well in advance. Now I'm talking about up to 30 minutes in advance. Now, it would seem counterintuitive to me. I would feel that the steak would dry out potentially by having all that salt on there for so long. But clearly it's doing something good, because lots of people are making videos showing the perfect steak and showing seasoning it way in advance. So I thought we'd run a quick experiment here and we'll find out once and for all, in my opinion at least, whether this is a good thing or not. Now, in order to do this, I've got two wonderful Dexter beef ribeye steaks. These will be juicy, they'll be really flavorful. They've had 32 days of dry aging, and the Dexter breed produces really rich, beefy steaks. So we're going to cut these in half, so we have 4 pieces, and we are then going to season one at 30 minutes, and then 15 minutes, 5 minutes, and then immediately before cooking. And I'll just show you quickly that process, and then I'll see you at the table and we'll find out if this has been worth testing. All right, see you in a second. All right guys, as you would have seen, We've salted from 30 minutes on this one, 15 minutes here, 5 minutes here, and just as normal, salted right before being cooked at this end. It was clearly obvious that this one that had 30 minutes was shrinking in size basically as we were watching it. There was sort of moisture coming out of it quite a lot, and it looks quite diminutive in comparison to the other ones. The one that had 5 minutes, you didn't really notice much of a change, and the one with 15 minutes, you got some of the moisture coming out and a slight change in colour. So I'm intrigued to see if this has become really tough or too salty. So let's slice into that and find out. Okay, so these are cooked medium. Here we go, bon appetit. Smells really good. Nice sweet beefiness, sort of a deep aroma, rich. Here we go. Wow. Just at the end there, it became a bit too salty. This is one of our cats, I'm sorry about that. He's clearly hungry. Derek, would you mind? Derek, off you get. Come on, buddy, thank you. I'm sure he'd enjoy the beef as well. Well, it started off really delicious. The texture is actually delicious. It was slightly juicy. It had that beefy oiliness. But I'm interested to compare it to these and see if it was the level of salt or the amount of time that it was salted for. So, quite a good start, I would say. Really interesting to see that that didn't ruin it at all. Right. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Who knows, this could be the perfect middle ground. 15 minutes of salt. Cheers. Let me just try another piece there. That was actually quite salty. Felt saltier than the first one. Okay, some unscientific thoughts in my head. The first one, which had the salt for longer, had a slightly less salty crust. So either I oversalted the second one, or in 15 minutes there hasn't been enough time for it to have the same reactions that it did here. And the 30-minute one had a really delicious flavour all the way throughout, whereas on the 15-minute one, there was still an obvious crust of salt on the outside. So maybe whatever reactions are occurring at 30 minutes haven't happened yet on that one. So let's carry on going here. This is the one that had 5 minutes. Obviously you can see as these are resting for a bit longer, they're getting more cooked on the inside. That's to be expected. Cheers. Immediately now I can tell the difference, that these two were much saltier than the 5-minute one. It tastes as I would expect a normal steak to taste. You know, the crust has got some saltiness, then you get the sweet beefiness, and altogether that is as normal. I'm not saying yet that it's better than these. I'm gonna have a try of the last one just to see what's going on here. All right. Well, firstly, it's rested so long now, so it's lost a little bit of the juiciness that you would get. Let me just try a little bit from the sort of collar on the outside. Normally a bit juicier. I'm surprised now. These two that had little much less time with the salt, they just have an obvious saltiness on the outside. Whereas the one that was salted for 30 minutes, the one that was salted for 30 minutes has a much more complex flavor to it. It's almost like it's had more dry aging. I think we're gonna make this part 1 and do another video about this, because this is far more interesting than I thought. The difference is more obvious. So I'd like to do it with different cuts, different thicknesses, and different times as well. So at this point, I'm on the fence. It's been a good result for the 30-minute one. And it's definitely something that's intrigued me, and I want to find out more. But if you've never done it, get yourself a really nice piece of steak, salt it for 30 minutes, see what you think. Let me know in the comments. If you're looking forward to part 2 of this video, let's find out more together. Then give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so you know when the video comes out, and have a good day. Cheers.